This is the lab. It's the show for the leaders and best. What did you learn from the leaders of Team 144 that now that you're a leader on Team 146, you can hopefully share with this group of guys?
I know that if I put in this extra work now, nobody else in the country is putting in the extra work that you put in. They may be like, oh, I'm tired from fall camp. Oh, I'm drained from this. I want to go to sleep, or just other distractions that you may see around the college campus.
Catching that touchdown pass against Alabama. Walk me through the play. Walk me through that moment.
I can't go out sophomore year without a touchdown. So, I know I left a couple during the season on the table. So I just came in. I was locked in every day at practice.
Any personal goals for this season? Anything you're hoping to accomplish with this group?
I know every play is not going to be a home run or I catch it and go 100 yards, but I want to make the most of my opportunities. I really want to focus on every pass that's thrown to me, catch it, get it secure, make a play. If it's there, it's there. If it's not, it's not.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of The Lab presented by Champ Media. My name is Ben Lyons, and I'm very excited because today we're catching up with a guy who's poised to have a big season on the field for the Wolverines. He's a junior, he's a wide receiver, and he's got so much going on off the field as well, like a true Michigan man. So I'm very excited for this week's episode to catch up with number 3, Frederick Moore. Some people call him Freddie. Some people call him Fredro, Fred. I don't know how he wants to be identified except wide receiver number 3. He's a big deal, and he's kind enough to join the lab today. Great to meet you. Can I call you Fred? Fredro, or what is it?
It's your discretion. I mean, I like being called Fredro. I've been called that since I've been a kid, but Frederick, anything you want to call would be fine with me.
I go by Ben, but I know I'm in trouble when somebody calls me Benjamin. Like, that's when I know it's serious business. So, all right, we'll call you Fred today. You were causing some trouble in practice, I heard, because you're catching bombs from Bryce. My sources tell me yesterday was a big day in practice. What's it been like playing catch with the freshman?
He has a big arm. You know, he's 6'4", and he's about 200 pounds. So I know it's a lot of power and strength coming by his arm. So with a younger guy with that type of arm talent, it's pretty fun catching deep passes from him.
Man, I'm so excited for you and for the Wolverines this season. Obviously, expectations are through the roof, but you've really done a great job throughout your career at Michigan of getting better every year, getting stronger, finding different ways to contribute. So how are you feeling as as we're at the early stages of the season and you're in your junior year now?
Always been the type of person to learn how to adjust. This will be my 3rd offensive coordinator. So with me, with Chip, with Coach Moore, with Coach Kirk, I always learned a different way to succeed in offense. So with me during the offseason, I'll just go over the schematics of where they came from, what they used to run at their old schools, how they want to coach, and what they like to coaching about. And I just fine-tune the details of my game and working on my timing. Get to learn a quarterback and just put in the extra work outside of football to really adjust to what I need to do and become a better player.
I feel like doing the research on the offensive coordinators that are coming through Ann Arbor, like, just really helps prepare you. Like you said, give them a sense of what their style is. And is there a big difference? I mean, for fans on the outside looking in, walk us through what the big differences are having different OCs and different wide receiver coaches each year.
I always had the same receiver coach. Shout out to my dog, Coach Bill. But the difference probably, it's just what you like doing more. Some guys like to run the ball more. Some guys like to pass the ball more. Some guys like to take more play action shots. Some guys may like the timing and spacing of certain concepts. It just all depends what type of OC you have and where they come from. And I know that most of the time when you recruit an OC, you want to recruit a guy that you know is comfortable with the guys that you already have there. And I know that Chip We bring in Chip because he coached Drake, and now we have Bryce and different types of things like that. So it really goes a lot of stuff going to fruition, getting these OCs. But with Chip being here, I've had a lot of fun with Kirk. I had a lot of fun with Coach Moore. I had a lot of fun. So with me as a player, I just developed my skill set more and just getting more comfortable and learning more now that I'm older now, just really getting just really fine tuning my things because I know in the NFL I will be seeing the exact same things and just keep learning every day and keep buying and buying our objective, which is to win a national championship for our team.
Well, you've done that, man. You were part of Team 144, won a national title. And I'd be curious, this is the lab. It's the show for the leaders and best. What did you learn from the leaders of Team 144 that now that you're a leader on Team 146, you can hopefully share with this group of guys?
One of the leaders that I really engaged with my time on 143. Is it 143, right? On 144? Team 144.
I think 144.
It's 144. Because it's 146. So,
so many
it was
now.
wrong.
So yeah, but what did you learn from the national championship group that now that you're a leader on this team that you can really, share with the guys?
It really takes time and devotion. I mean, with Rome, he was a hard worker. I really looked up to my guy Rome because we played the same position and we was in the same position room. So he really told me that studying the game is pretty big and putting in the extra work because I know that if I put in this extra work now or at a certain time now that nobody else in the country is putting in the extra work that you put it in, they may be like, oh, I'm tired from fall camp. Oh, I'm drained from this. I want to go to sleep or just other distractions that you may see around the college campus. But in my eyes, I just know that now that we're so close, is what do you do in the next eight months to get to where you want to be? Everybody say they want to be a first round draft pick. They want to go to the league, and with this being so close to me accomplishing my goal, what would I eliminate? What distraction I have to eliminate? How do I focus more to get where I need to be in the next 8 months?
We're talking about the next 8 months, but I want to go back in time 8 months or so, catching that touchdown pass against Alabama. Walk me through the play, walk me through that moment and what it felt like to find the end zone in a really big game.
I had Alabama. It was kind of like a little burden off my chest. We had the nice little break before we played Alabama, and I know that my goal was to score. Like my objective was I can't go out sophomore year without a touchdown. So, because I know I left a couple during the season on the table. So I just came in. I was locked in every day at practice. I was praying. I was talking to my family. I was talking to Kasula at the time because he was calling the plays during the Ryan Lyquist Bowl, and I just was going over the plays every night. And JD2 was Jaden Davis was my roommate, so we was going over the plays. I was just focusing on what my role is, and I was envisioning myself every night making these plays. And I finally got the opportunity in the low red zone, and I never seen the ball came to me, and I just caught it. I didn't even know where my feet was going to land, and they had got in bounds.
We had Davis Warren on the show, and he talked us through that play as well. Obviously, a special moment for the both of you. You guys have overcome a lot in your careers and your life to get to that stage. What was it like just catching that pass from Davis, knowing everything that he's been through to be a Michigan Wolverine?
Yeah, I know Davis been through a lot fighting Kessler, and I think he was a walk-on before. And him and Peyton O'Leary tell me the stories of how they used to shred scout team all the time. So Davis is actually a good guy. We talk a lot, and he's very smart and savvy. I need Davis. If Davis look at this, I need him to help me with golf. Like, he's an awesome golf player. I need him to help me with my drive and eliminate my slice. But maybe that combo for another day. But me and Dave playing together, we just kept building each other every week, and I learned him more. He kept learning me more. That just built chemistry. And so when we got into that chance and that opportunity that he gave me, he felt comfortable throwing it to me, and I just backed him up 10%, 110%. I'm sorry, and I just had to catch it and score.
I feel like since you caught a touchdown pass from Davis against Alabama, that's got to be good for at least 4 or 5 golf lessons. I feel like you could cash that in and say, all right, dude, you can help me with the short game now that I helped you in the red zone. I think it's a fair trade.
Yeah, fair trade, fair trade.
Fair trade. But, it's funny, man. Wide receivers across the NFL, across college, oftentimes, and I'm glad you brought it up with golf, think about what they would do in other sports. Like you hear DK Metcalf trying to make the Olympic team as a sprinter. When I lived in LA, I was on a basketball with T.O., and surprise, surprise, he never passed the ball. Like, what other sports would you compete in? Do you think of yourself like how Ocho thinks of himself as an NBA player who just happened to play wide receiver? Like, where do you rank in some of the other sports besides football?
Uh, some of the other sports. I mean, if I was to play another sport other than football, I would probably be. I don't know. I was a pretty good baseball player when I was a little kid. I was All American when I was like super small playing travel league, and I think I actually be playing baseball. But I always played different types of sports when I was growing up. My mom sorted me out in them type of things. She made me put a toe in everything because before football, I played a lot of more sports before football. So I got into the baseball, I got into the track and field, and then that's when I got into football. So I feel I would probably be a great baseball player. I played catcher, throwing anything out that tried to steal second base. So I really had a cannon on me. So probably either baseball or running track. Something that I want to get into is probably running track and field was the 400. I ran a lot of 400, running like 47s, 49s, and probably hurdles. So
I
that'd
was,
be
I
my.
was, I was just at a training facility this summer and I saw hurdles up close and it just blew my mind of like how high those things are. Obviously, playing baseball and hearing you being a catcher, I'm thinking Coach Moore's got to dial up a flea flicker at some point this season. Like maybe
Oh,
we can find a moment for you to show off that arm. I don't know. I'm just saying.
yeah, I got a pretty tight arm. I got a nice spiral. Um, uh, when I say I can throw far, I'm pretty accurate. I can throw about 50 yards spiral. So I
All
guess that's
right.
good
Don't be
enough.
surprised if we see it dialed up this year and we'll run the clip back. Maybe we'll see it in November or something. But yeah, man, you seem so comfortable now as a junior heading into the season, and it's a big moment in your career and the team's journey, obviously. Just walk us through what it was like as a senior in high school. You're coming from St. Louis with dreams of playing in the big house. You commit to Michigan, and then that's where you play football. That's your home field. What's it like on Saturdays to go into Ann Arbor and play in the big house at wide receiver? It's incredible.
So going into Ann Arbor, my first game as a freshman, I actually played like it was so it was so rowdy that week because they was telling me like, "Oh yeah, Fred, you gonna play?" I'm just doubting myself like, "Oh, I'm not gonna play." But I got in freshman year, played with JJ, played with Quan, played with CJ, played with Rome, and I just had bad sports anxiety. Like I have super bad sports anxiety, so I came into the game just listening to my gospel. I listened to some gospel. I prayed with my mom and my family before I go out. And the first time touching the banner, like my heart just sunk. So after we got done with our own prayers, I breathed in, I breathed out, and I was just ready to play. So ever since then, it just been it just been just cloudy. So anything the fans do or say I came here, I'm just be so locked in and down into the game and just want to do my job, my 1%. So every play, I breathe in, I breathe out. That shows my sign of relief, and I refocus on the next play.
cool hearing you talk about your routine and your focus, and obviously visualization, a big thing for you, and meditation and breathing, and just sort of what are some of the tricks that you've sort of developed over your time at Michigan that prepare you on Saturdays that maybe young aspiring wide receivers might want to hear?
Really just get in a routine that you like because not everybody be the same. Like so, some people may want to listen to some more up tempo beats like a rapper or R&B, but more with me being somebody with bad sports anxiety, I just listen to some that's calm because I be so anxious and ready to play. I just don't want to be like, oh yeah, I don't want my brain to be so scatterbrained where I'm not as focused. And something that somebody told me on the during fall camp is like even when if I get down, because some people have some bad days, but it only takes 6 seconds to lock in. That's how long a play is. And so when I go on my morning runs in the morning, I think about how many miles I'll run in the game. And I try to run that in the morning, and I just sit there and visualize me playing the whole game and me running a mile, and that's how I just sit there, lock in for the 6 seconds, sit there, lock in for the the 3 mile run I may run in the morning, and just try to focus and concentrate my path or listen to every word the song saying to me or the message that it's saying to me.
Yeah, that's a great approach for a wide receiver out there. It's also a great approach for a really stressed out fan because I'll be waking up some Saturday mornings and I'll not know how to like get my brain to lock in, but now I'm going to take a page from Fred Moore and like how to prepare for a big game because as fans we'll be stressed out too, rooting for you guys. One of those Saturdays, of course, is every year after Thanksgiving. You were part of the team last year that went into Ohio and beat the eventual national champions. Although there should be a little asterisk around that. If you lose to Michigan, is it really a national championship? Walk me through the walkout at Ohio, which has become something of internet lore now. What was going through your mind the moments before taking the field at the shoot?
Well, okay, it started off at warm-ups. It was probably by far the coldest game I played in. So I could barely warm up because when I got warm, I got right back cold. So I was out there about 20 minutes warming up, trying to get warm. All you see is the recruits. No, this one nobody was out in the field yet. So it was just us and the players. And it was a chill vibe, and it was a stadium. It's a stadium that I visited as a kid because my family is big on traveling. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I never put it in fruition that I ever play there. Like, I never thought, like, oh, yeah, I'll be playing at Ohio State one day until I got older. And I actually been in the shoe. That was my first time in the shoe. I'm like, okay, this is something that is to think about, something to remember. So when we was driving to the stadium, it's just fans everywhere, boy, cursing at us, flicking us. I'm like, oh my God. So it's a real rivalry. It's a real hate. Like I'm from St. Louis, so I'm just thinking about the real rivalry of my high school rivalry of St. Mary's and Carter. So I'm not really thinking nothing of it. Like we don't have to drive, and we driving a mile out. It's 100,000 fans just sitting outside, boy, and just hating you. So we get it's time to go out, and they like, yeah, Ohio State fans are really disrespectful. And we get stuff thrown at us. We get them booed. We try to get intimidated. So it was kind of like, oh yeah. So I'm here to compete now. So it's I'm doing whatever I need to do, and my God's willing to win at this point, because it's a lot of it's a lot of hate. It's a lot of built up emotions, and I know that it's not just me that played in my jersey. It's people. It's about 140 other people that wear my jersey and played at Ohio State Mint. So I know that in my head that I'm playing for them guys. I'm playing for the alumni. I'm playing for everybody that hate Ohio State, and it was just an unreal moment. But I just knew that I had to unleash the dog in me. And the thing that my trainer TJ said back in Atlanta is don't say too much, just come out and do too much. So that's what we did. We didn't say too much. We came and played our best football, and we won. Came out victorious.
It's so cool to hear you just really understand what that rivalry means now that you're a part of it and you're part of the history of it. A phrase that I love asking guys on the team is, "What did you do today to beat Ohio State?" So, what did you do today?
I just came from church, so my day haven't get started, but I'm finna go get recovery. I'll probably go to the cryo chamber, and red light treatment and get a massage. So,
And there you go. A
and
little bit
as a
every day to
receiver,
beat Ohio State. There it is. Recovery
yeah,
day.
a receiver, you gotta touch the ball every day. So I'm finna catch tennis balls and hit the judge. So that's what I do every day to beat Ohio State.
Seems like there's a lot of energy and excitement around this current wide receiver group. When I was in school there were a lot of talented wide receivers, guys like David Terrell and Marquise Walker. And you mentioned sort of the legacy of being a part of the history of a program like Michigan. What's this current group like, and who are some of your all-time favorites to play wide receiver at the University of Michigan?
All time greats. Okay, so this is crazy. Like I feel like I wouldn't say I have no all time greats, but I feel like every receiver room I've been in is the greatest in my eyes. Some people may be like, "Oh, that's the best receiver duo," but I don't feed into that. I just feed into what we have going on. But my all time favorite receiver that I have watched, I watched David Terrell. We had because he played with Coach Bell, so we had watched we had went into the archive on film, me and D Mac, and we was just watching David Terrell going crazy. I think it was Marquise Walker that played with him. It was him, Marquise Walker, and Coach Bill all playing together. So we watched them just air out. They didn't play Oklahoma. They played Illinois that season. They played Wisconsin that season. They played Michigan State. And I'm just looking at the games like, oh, this Coach Bill, this Marquise Walker, like they are living up to the hype that people really speak of it. And we have Soup that was all their receiving coaches. So it's kind of like, okay, it's put it all to fruition. And it's actually like good to watch the games back in the days because it's the exact same thing that we running now. And it just put a different touch on how I run my routes. And it just detailing more of how I run my routes. And I'm like, oh, I may try that when I go out to practice. Let me try this and see can I perfect my game even more. So my all time favorite receiver probably watching is probably and that I have seen is probably I like David Terrell. I like Braylon Edwards. I watch him a lot because he was just a contested catch demon. I watch Coach Bell. They use him. I guess he was a track guy, so they use him as a more so gadget type guy. So watching them guys was pretty cool. And somebody else I want to study. I don't know how far the archive goes in our film, but I want to watch Anthony Carter. But so that's probably the famous Michigan receiver I've seen so far, and who I will study.
You know your history, man. That's really cool. I love hearing you shout those guys out because, like I said, when I was a student there, they were the star players on the team. And as you said, they put in some good work during their time in Ann Arbor. Be curious what the number 3 means to you. I love single digit numbers at Michigan on both sides of the ball, but what's the significance for you with number 3?
All right, so I wear number 3 because I'm a man of God, and I believe that God comes first. So the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit is one of the reasons that I wear number 3. And I had a lone brother, a lone brother that passed away when I was younger, and his name was Darren DeWine Davison. He had 3 D's in his name, so we call him 3D, and so that's why I get the number 3 from. And also, it's just a long tradition of the best receivers at Carter Ritter were number 3. So it was Jamison Williams because we went to the same high school. Then it was Luther Burden. Then before he transferred, then as we transferred, I just was the number 3.
Well, I know you're a proud St. Louis guy, and oftentimes you hear athletes across all the sports who grew up in that part of the country continue to shout out St. Louis and represent St. Louis. You've mentioned your high school a few times now in our conversation. At what point did the idea of going to Michigan start to come into play? And, you know, what does it mean to have Coach Moore and Coach Harbaugh and everybody take a look outside the state and come find you out in St. Louis?
So we my dream, my sophomore year was kind of like, so it was a crazy experience in high school. My freshman year, I didn't get to play a lot because of our school year had got in, our season had got ended because of our last coaches had us like it's something they had played an ineligible player, so our season had got ended early. So with my freshman year, it was just like okay, like I didn't play a lot, I didn't see the field a lot. And then when I started seeing the field a lot, season got canceled. Sophomore year, COVID year happened. I got off to a late start and I didn't get as much film as I could, but I got enough film in our last game to at least get my first offer, which was Kansas. Then I got Maryland. Then I got Miami. Then I got West Virginia or something like that. So fast forward, sure, my junior year comes. We didn't play the best of football, so but I used to play a lot of 7-on-7 and I played for Cam Newton. So what I didn't learn in high school, I learned in Cam Newton running these different types of concepts. So when I see them now in college, they just clicking, 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 and just playing with the best guys all around the country, like Travis Hunter. I played with Kevin Coleman. I played with Avion Terrell, and playing with guys like this is just like I'm thinking in my head like I can do this too. Nobody can beat yourself but you. And that's just the mindset I had was a hungry mindset. And then I brought that back to my high school, leading my high school the next year to a state championship. So my high school years is kind of like I look at the back of the mail. I wish I did things to be to be to be better, but I ultimately put myself in the best position. And I knew that I always wanted to be in a school with academics and I wanted to be isolated. So I didn't want to be close to home, always coming back home. That's not a world you want to live in. And people know the history of St. Louis is not the best city in America. So I didn't want to always be running back home. I wanted to get my education for life after football. And I knew that coming to Michigan would put me in the closest position possible to go to the NFL. So that was my reason of coming to Michigan.
Well, it's really cool when I read about you. I saw a great profile in the St. Louis newspaper from Benjamin Hockman, who's a great writer, talking about your foundation. And anybody I put the word out to that we were going to have this conversation today, everyone's like, oh, you got to ask him about the foundation. You got to ask him what he's doing giving back. So even though you left St. Louis to pursue your dreams of playing football and studying at the University of Michigan, you obviously find a way still to give back to the community and support the next generation. Walk me through what it's like at 20 years old and as a junior in college to have your own foundation that, from all I can see and do read about, is doing a lot of great work in the community.
Um, how is it to have a foundation in 20? It's pretty cool. I mean, I have. Oh, somebody calling my name. Hold on. JoJo.
Oh, what's up, man? Welcome to the lab. What's going on? That's great.
But having a foundation at 20 is pretty chill. I mean, my purpose is always to get back to my community, and I wanted to. My as a kid, like I always gave back with my late aunt. We gave blankets back to the Ronald McDonald House, and then I just was thinking like I can still do this, even though she passed away. I want to keep the tradition on, so I found a way to help my community out. And with the platform we get at Michigan, I did that. So I put my money towards helping the community and helping my foundation by networking with new people, giving back to school drives, giving out turkey drives, little stuff like that, having camps with the kids and giving back to the community like that. Because in my heart, like I'm just a giving person. I want to give back if it's knowledge, if it's wisdom, if it's gear, if it's stuff like that. I can give back as much as I need as possible, as much as I'm capable of giving back to the community. So Michigan helps me with that. So with me being a student athlete, that's just been one of my goals is giving back and showing my love. And I feel as though it's my responsibility to give back to our community because of all of what they poured into me. So that's just this is how I feel. And when I grew up, I just wanted to, since St. Louis is not, I wouldn't say they're Texas football or like they're Georgia football, but I wanted to make it to where like St. Louis, you looking on your map like, oh, they have some good players. It's just not like a city with any hidden gems or anything. So I wanted to make a facility one day in my name and have all the kids that are less fortunate and not to get all the opportunities just come train and get the best training ever.
That's awesome, man. And I would imagine brings you a lot of motivation when you go out there and compete on Saturdays and you go out there and try and, figure out what you're doing off the field and gives you purpose. And that's really cool, man. Congratulations on everything so far. What's the next big initiative or the next big push you have in terms of the foundation?
The next best push, we just had a back to school drive, so my next one probably be a Turkey Day drive, or so that's probably my next big goal with the foundation. And anything that's willing and capable that pops up, I'll let socials know.
Very cool. Very cool. Curious what life is like on campus away from football. What are you studying? What are you majoring in? And how's it been going to class now as a junior? I feel like this is the year where starts to get a little serious.
Life outside of football is pretty chill. I mean, I'm not a super, I wouldn't say ongoing person. Like I'm really to myself. I try to stay to myself a lot. I mean, I go to class. I connect with a lot of people though. I connect super well with people. I'm easy to come to. I'm easy to talk. On my field though, I'm not better than nobody, so I connect with all of my classmates. So I feel like Michigan is, even when I'm in classes that's super hard, because Michigan is no joke in classroom. So I found the opportunity with people in my classroom that actually helped me. But I'm majoring in communication with a goal of becoming a sports broadcaster or even a football coach. So that's something that I want to do. And the campus life is cool. Everybody's interacting with everybody. Nobody's feeling entitled. And you can, it's like just opening a book and just learning somebody, just reading them, learning somebody, and you can make a lot of new friends in Michigan.
Now that you've been a part of the team and a part of the university for a few years now in your travels, have you been recognized or been wearing the Block M somewhere and somebody in an airport is like, "Go Blue," or do you kind of start to understand and feel the power of the brand globally?
Man, when I go to the airport, I at least catch three Go Blues, especially leaving DTW, and that's the Detroit airport. But when I hit the road a lot, I see the Michigan sticker. When I go home a lot, I meet a lot of new alumni that I thought I'd never meet in St. Louis. Or if I go out or if I go out in public, I see a lot of Michigan alum. I see a lot of Michigan students like, oh hey, I went to Michigan. Oh hey, my family big Michigan fan. So the Block M definitely holds weight.
Yeah, I agree, man. Anytime I'm in an airport, I get 3 or 4 Go Blues when I'm wearing a hat. And then I'm always amazed at how many people are somehow connected to the university. Oh, yeah, my sister's husband's sister went there. Or like everyone has some kind of way that ties them back to it, it seems. You mentioned at the start of our conversation, I'll end on this, that it was really important for you to find the end zone as a sophomore. You wanted to score a touchdown in that Alabama game. Any personal goals for this season? Anything you're hoping to accomplish with this group?
I feel like my personal goal for this season, I don't have no statistic personal goal, but I think my personal goal for this season is being consistent, all plays. I know every play is not going to be a home run or I catch it and go 100 yards, but I want to make the most of my opportunities. I really want to focus on every pass that's thrown to me. So I feel like my personal goal is just take it step by step, catch it, get it secure, make a play. If it's there, it's there. If it's not, it's not. If there's extra film study, I need to do that. If it's catching the ball more on the jugs, I need to do that. So my personal goal for me is just to be consistent and proving to my team every single week that I'm the guy to be trusted. So
I feel like these communication classes are paying off. Like, you're saying all the right things, right? You're very dialed in. You're very focused. And I'm excited for you, and I'm looking forward to obviously a big year on the field, and very curious to see what you do off the field as well as you continue to study and find ways to give back to the community, man. Congratulations on everything. We hope you'll check in with us throughout the season. And last thing here, when you're doing those workouts on Instagram, like, is everything in the first take? Are you saying, okay, we got to do take 3, take 4, because you've got your footwork dialed in? You're obviously showing that you're proven in the summertime. It's all one take, or are we kind of take 2, take 3, post the best one?
It's all one take. So I go shout out to my trainer Cortland Webb. We talk every single day. It used to be me and Jeremiah Love that's going to Notre Dame. We go out on these hot days in Clayton, and Clayton. When I think about Clayton Fit, I think about my guy Ben Firestone. So shout out to Ben too. And I think Hickmark went there too. The guy that wrote it. I think he went to Clayton too. So when I think about it, we just be going out there working. It'd be one take. We just be out there having fun, conversating about. We giving out our little college stories because we be back from the summer, and we just take a deep breath and away from our. It's just time where we get away from our phone, get away from our girlfriends, get away from our parents, and we just come out and work, and we just be having fun. So everything be one take. I think I'm gonna have a video next summer where we fully engage, and it's gonna be pretty fun. It's gonna be pretty dope.
I love that you shouted out Ben Firestone because he was in my class at Michigan, and I've known that guy for like 20 years. So small world, Michigan community. The brand is strong. Yeah. Shout out to Ben. There he is. I love it. Hey, man, congratulations on everything. Please stay in touch, and best of luck this season.
Thank you. Go Blue.
Go Blue. The great Frederick Moore. Friends call him Fredro, joining the show, The Lab. Ben Lyons here for Champ Media. We appreciate you rocking out with us. Make sure to subscribe, download, rate, review, share with the Michigan community, and we'll have more great conversations right here in The Lab, thanks to Champ Media. Go Blue.